And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I'm net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shot. And today we're currently featuring over 2,200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word logbook. And we also have a new series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV Highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting, a 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is that I have the actual audio masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio productions. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. These are run as a directional scanner array with a manual voting system 6-position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our NOSWR specially oriented resonant dipole antenna. One leg of this resonant dipole runs broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg runs broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami, with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. We pray that you'll protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters, and through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their bandpass no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, and now let's check in and see if Charlie K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy? Yes, Jim, I'm sorry I'm almost late. I was tuned up on 75, forgetting that this schedule was on 40, but I am here if you are copying, Jim, K1GZL.
Roger, Roger. Charlie, 30 over on Milford as normal. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, 30 over on Milford as normal. Roger, Roger. Okay, well, thank you very much for that nice report. By the way, I've got a little bit of Captain Mike on 2 ramps. In other words, he's at 2 locations within 2 days of each other, and this was finally finished yesterday when he was in Sacramento. But first, here is Captain Mike over Indiana, in northern Indiana, I believe north of Fort Wayne. So here he is, and then I'll put him on the ground in Sacramento. In Sacramento, of course, on 20, without any rain, we have terrific line noise, but he came through. But anyway, here he is over Indiana.
Here in Philadelphia, and see if we have this much success here. I doubt if you're going to come in as strong as you are right now, though. You're really booming in here into Indiana. K1GZL, KX4 Whiskey Charlie.
Give me that statistic. You're beautiful.
All right, K1GZL, KX4 Whiskey Charlie. We're about 35 miles north of Fort Wayne at 370, and we're showing right now 500 miles from Philadelphia. ETA is 205 your time, Charlie. And you're 5'9", 59 plus. K1GZL, KX4 Whiskey Charlie.
What's the temperature?
Temperature is minus 51 C, and we're doing 467 K1GZL, KX4 Whiskey.
No, run me.
Whiskey Charlie on the ground, Philadelphia here. We're facing north. You're 5'9", Charlie. Good copy on you there. It's a little overcast here. Went through a lot of rain to get here, but it's dry here on the ground. But good copy on you there, and hope to pick you guys up this evening. K1GZL, KH4 Whiskey Charlie.
Okay, now I was on the ground there on 40 meters. That was on upper sideband on 40 meters. And here he is in Sacramento, California last night. And this was about, let's see. That was just about 9 o'clock, 9 p.m., and the temperature out there was plus 43 degrees Celsius. He had passed over smoke from the forest fires before landing in Sacramento, and at 43 degrees Celsius, that's about 108 degrees, 109 degrees Fahrenheit in Sacramento when he landed. In other words, it was blazingly hot and dry, but here he is.
Clear, probably the best I've ever heard you. You sound like a 5'9" here to Sacramento. Help me over. Whiskey Charlie, here 5'9" here on the raft in Sacramento. We're facing north, and you're probably the best I've ever heard you, Charlie. So a great copy on 20 meters. K1GZL, KH4.
Okay, there it is. That was Captain Mike. If it wasn't for that line noise, you would have had no noise whatsoever. He at one point peaked 20 over 9 on the ramp in Sacramento. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. I wish those line folks could track down that noise problem for you, Roger.
That noise problem for you, Roger.
Oh yeah. But we're eventually going to get it this coming week. I am going to really make an effort to see if we can get them back up here again. Get them back up here. That is annoying to have a line noise. It looks like they corrected it. It's wonderful. Then it starts over again. There's been an awful lot of bad insulators and a few other problems. And part of the darn power line runs through the woods, and you don't know what's happening in there. But they've had trucks up here, people with beams in their hands trying to track it down. It looks like they've got it. They find a lot of problems, and then it starts over in someplace else. In other words, a lot of down, and of course, I have to listen to all this noise. Without that noise, Captain Mike, you would not have heard any background noise whatsoever. Unfortunately, that noise was just roaring away in the background. KC9VKV, K1GZL. Good copy. You're peaking an S9 direct, as of course I have no SDR capabilities at this location. Go ahead, Jim.
Roger, Charlie. Well, I think at some point we're going to have to change time or frequency or band or something. It's just it's maybe time to make that change. I'm just wondering if 40, going back to 40 in the morning, might be the answer.
If 40, going back to 40 in the morning might be the answer.
No, well, I don't have that 40-meter quad working. I don't have that 40-meter quad working yet. I'm still recovering from this arterial stenosis or valve replacement, but I'm doing much better. I'm getting around much better. But this land up here, my property averages an upslope of close to 30 degrees. 30 degrees. It's heavily vined grass, everything you can possibly think of. And if I don't know where my footing is going to be, then I get disorientated. However, I've noticed one thing. I can climb ladders now. I could not before. Looks like I certainly can climb ladders. and that means that if I can get to the problems that need rope replacement, I can do it. Well, look, Jim, you've got a lot of stations that might be waiting to test out new equipment and everything, but you're coming in very, very solid, very solid. I must admit that when I hear you, I don't get it because I don't have a repeater. When I hear you elsewhere, when you're going through the Milford, and your voice does not have quite the quality that it does direct, as it does direct. And sometimes I've heard you on the Arlington repeater. You're very good on that. But the SDR out of Milford, I think, is a little bit restricted, Jim. KC9VKV, and we'll hope to hopefully catch you next Friday at K1GZL.
Roger, Roger, Charlie. Well, at all times we're transmitting on our resonant dipole antenna at our location only. We only use the SDRs as remote receivers. Roger, Roger.
We use the SDRs as remote receivers. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, I realize that. But when I've heard you do it on your own station, and I think also Arlington, there's more natural frequency response than you get through Milford. Good.
Roger, Roger. On the receive side, yes, there is, because most of these SDR receivers are rolling out at about 250 or 300 cycles, somewhere in there. There's only one that I know of, is the Arlington that is hanging in there at the lower frequencies, but most of the other ones are, like I said, rolling off on the receive side, and that's the only way we use those SDRs is in the receive mode. Well, 73 up that way, Charlie. Thanks for dropping by as always and opening our show. Hopefully the weather is the weather to your liking up that way?
Hopefully the weather is the weather to your liking up that way?
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful sunny day. It's up to a little over 70, a little over 70. The normal high now is about 66, 67. And in the mornings now, we've had fog be some days clearer than others. A little haze gets in there. Clouds below us over the valley floors, which burns off about 2 hours after sunrise. And right now, the visibility is about 15 miles, not more than that. It is hazy. We do have a little smoke from all those forest fires way out in the northwest and west, where, in fact, I can smell the smoke once in a while. It traverses all across the entire country and right up your nostrils. So those forest fires, we are not getting the deep blue sky we can get. We're getting sort of a hazy sky, but that sometimes means we get a fantastic sunset, Jim. K1GZL.
Roger, Roger, Charlie. Well, listen, 73 of that way, sir. Thanks for dropping by as always, and have a nice afternoon and a beautiful weekend coming up. And just a reminder, this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and I'm better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we are recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. And that will take you to our current Qso-Vlog page, where we're currently featuring over 2,200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. This recording will be cut number 1 in that series. And also we have a new series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. You'll have to check it out. KC9VKV highlights on a YouTube search. So without further ado, let's open it up. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Well, hello, man, N9GTO.
Well, N9GTO, my Elmer, good afternoon to you, sir.
Well, N9GTO, my Elmer, good afternoon to you, sir.
Pick up the mobile first. There's a mobile out there that's got a dog traveling with him. Pick up that mobile.
All righty, if there's a mobile out there, this is KC9VKV. Come on back and let me hear you.
There, this is KC9VKV. Come on back and let me hear you.
Yeah, you got Kilo Delta 9 Charlie Hotel Charlie Mobile in Michigan City, Indiana.
Okay, I got Kilo Delta 9. Come back with the whole thing phonetically slowly, please.
And come back with the whole thing phonetically slowly, please.
Kilo Delta 9 Charlie Hotel Charlie.
Charlie Hotel Charlie, Roger, Roger. And what's the name there?
Charlie Hotel Charlie, Roger, Roger. And what's the name there?
Charlie.
Yes, sir. I think we might have doubled there just a little bit there. Charlie Hotel Charlie. What's the name there?
Just a little bit there. Charlie Hotel Charlie. What's the name there?
Ron, Romeo November.
Roger, Roger, Ron. And whereabouts are you in Indiana?
Roger, Roger, Ron. And whereabouts are you in Indiana?
Michigan City.
All right. Why don't you tell me about your antenna system there for about 10 seconds, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us.
10 seconds, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us.
I got a little bit more, Ron. Talk about your antenna. Talk about your antenna.
Going down the road, man. I'm going to clear out here. Go ahead and pick him up down there.
It's a high Sierra mobile antenna. It's like a vertical whip.
No, if he'd find you on the SDR, he'll work you over.
I can't find it. Best SDR is Milford, so I've got him best I can. That mobile, Ron, whereabouts are you headed, Ron?
And that mobile, Ron, whereabouts are you headed, Ron?
I'm heading over to Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I'll let you talk to Lou, man, because I'm over here around high noisy wires there, over.
Oh, roger that. Well, that mobile's sounding good. We are recording, so if you want to hear your mobile, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will bring up this recording, and you'll be able to hear yourself, and we'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
And we'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger, all right, 73, KD9, mobile clear.
Roger, Roger, Ron, 73, sir. Now, Elmer, what's going on, sir?
Roger, Ron, 73, sir. Now, Elmer, what's going on, sir?
I think we had the perfect double. Elmer, N9GTO, what's going on, sir?
Elmer, N9GTO, what's going on, sir?
What says you over there, Hello Radio?
Well, not much, man. I was going to give you a shout this afternoon and see if you'd join me, but I'm so glad you did.
Give you a shout this afternoon and see if you'd join me, but I'm so glad you did.
Oh, yeah, I usually check out all your videos. Now, I'm subscribed to your channel, so I've always get in there and check it out there, Roger.
Yeah, so well, what RADIOLAND fantastic project have you been involved in lately?
RADIOLAND fantastic project have you been involved in lately?
None. Absolutely none whatsoever. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm not sure if it's a lack of interest or my priorities are in a different spot. They're over.
Well, look out now. You're liable to be invaded by the FBI or something there if you don't if you don't get back in the bailiwick.
If you don't get back in the bailiwick.
I think I don't think they would be interested in what's going on in my life. It's quite boring. Boring there, Jim. As I said again, it's quite boring. At a time.
All right, I just switched over to my local antenna. Are you out at the farm or are you at home there?
I'm at home, Roger.
Roger, well, you're about to blow me away, so I figured you were, but I wasn't quite sure. But you are on the right frequency. You have the right radio. Is that the 7300 or what radio is that?
Yes, it is a 7300.
Yes, sir. And you're on the right antenna. You give me about 80 over.
Yes, sir. It works. This is an 80-meter full-wave loop, and it works really good with no SWR on 40 meters.
Roger. Now, full wave, how many feet would that be on a loop?
276 feet for 80 meters, and it is 2 full wavelengths on 40 meters.
Roger, Roger. Now, do you have to use your antenna tuner to bring it into compliance?
No, I do not have to on 80 or 75 and 40. It's all, I've got about a 1.1 to 1 here, and on this frequency here, and then down on 75 as I approach into the extra class band, it goes up to about a 1.3. Over.
Roger, Roger. Well, it really sounds good here. We see if we got some stations out there in the far-reaching aspects. You got a copy on N9 GTO there? There was another station in there.
Station, come on back in.
I don't hear him now. This is KC9VKV, the Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out there, give us a shout.
3 Alpha Charlie. My call is November 4, X-ray Yankee Charlie.
November 4, and what was the rest?
X-ray Yankee Charlie. Good afternoon, Jim.
Yes, sir. What's the name there?
Yeah, the name is John, and I'm located on the outskirts of Chattanooga. I'm in the city of Cleveland, Tennessee, just about 500 yards from I-75, over.
Roger, Roger, John. Well, right now I'm copying the mail up in, let's see where. I'm on my local antenna right now. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna system. Let me see if I can find a better path for us.
Yeah, okay, Jim. And
See if I can find a better path for us.
yeah, okay. I believe it was GTO. A home built years ago, and it's 50 feet in a tulip poplar tree in my front yard. So it's a G5 RV at about 50 feet, and I'm running looks like about 400 watts. Yeah, about 400 watts from a Meritron 811, and I'm also running a brand spanking new ICOM 7610. Okay.
7610, Roger, Roger. Well, I think we can make that a little fatter if you would be interested in our setup procedure. First thing to do would be to recognize that you need to be in that wide transmit bandpass, 100 to 2900. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, I believe it's in the wide right now, Jim. I believe it is.
Roger, Roger. You might check that later just to be sure. Sometimes things happen in the course of war, so just double check that, because you want to be sure that you're in that 100 to 2900. Past that, our setup procedure starts with a compressor engaged at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. I think you would probably be at a 3 on your compressor on that 7610. Roger.
Okay, I'll have to do that. The compressor is currently cut off, but well, wait a minute. It looks like it's on. Hold on a minute. Let me check.
Yeah, it should be on and then adjusted to a 3. That's something you'll never hear on the air, but it helps us reach our 3 dB dynamic range at the end of the setup.
Okay, Jim, the compressor is on 3, in4 XYC.
Roger, Roger, John. Now go to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word audio, adjust your mic gain control until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC meter, saying the magic word audio as you adjust your microphone level. Roger.
Okay, audio, backing it off a little bit. There we go, right there, maybe just a little bit more just a little bit more. And by the way, I'm running the Heil ICM boom mic. And so, okay, I'm about 75% ALC right now.
Yes, sir, that's ideal. Now, when you say a boom mic, are you talking about a headset boom mic or just a boom mic, adjustable boom mic?
Yeah, it's an adjustable boom mic. It's just a standard looking microphone on a boom. And I am running headsets, but it's not connected. So it's a Heil microphone.
It sounds good.
Roger, John. Okay, what I would suggest would be just a couple of clicks more top end. Just a couple of clicks more top end on EQ. Do you know how to get to your EQ page on that 7610?
I do. It'll take me just a second. Stand by.
All righty. Yeah, 2 clicks additional treble EQ on your EQ page on that 7610, Roger.
Okay, I'm there. Do you want treble or do you want bass?
2 clicks additional boost on treble. Treble EQ boost, 2 clicks above where you are. 2 clicks more treble EQ than where you are.
Okay, that's 2 clicks with the treble. This is in for XYZ.
Yes, sir, John. Okay, now, towards the middle of your radio there, you have a button called Quick. Do you see that?
No, I'll have to look around for that, Jim. I have some vision problems. Yeah, I see the Quick, yes.
Okay, hit Quick, and that'll take you to Drive, and tell me what you got on Drive.
Okay, I hit the button that said Quick, and let's see. It says default.
Yeah, the default. What is the default level on your Drive? Usually default's 50, and we suggest that you move that up to 65. Increase your Drive to 65. Roger.
Okay, let me see if I can find that again.
All right, that's Quick. Quick takes you to Drive, and usually Drive is at 50, and we suggest moving that up to 65.
Found the Drive, and then I hit the, here it is. Okay, yeah, Drive gain, correct? And take it to 65, correct?
Yes, sir, 65 on your Drive.
Okay, this is in for XYZ at 65.
All right, sir, I think you're done. I think you're running about 3 dB dynamic range, which means your average for center peak modulation is 80 to 85%. And, we used to say, on that ALC setup, we would say, speak rapidly 100, 200, 300, and adjust your ALC from mid-scale to 2/3. But since we're using that word audio, it's such a precise word, and we're looking for that audio, that held note there, audio, that you can actually use that to set it at 66 and 2/3. You don't need to worry about that mid-scale, because that word is so precise. Just adjust your mic gain until you're reading 66 and 2/3% by saying the word audio and lingering on that part.
Well, okay, Jim. Well, thank you very much, and I'll be looking forward to checking out your YouTube page as I watch the football games this weekend. Okay.
Yes, sir, John. And come back one more time with that call sign slowly, phonetically, please.
Okay, it's November 4, X-Ray Yankee Charlie, and I'm near Chattanooga.
X-Ray Yankee Charlie, Roger. Well, 73 there, John. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And we should have this uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Okay, very good, Jim. Thank you very much. I have a vision problem, and I have to look at everything through a magnifying glass. So you're very helpful, and you helped me out a whole lot with the ICOM 7300 that I had, and now I've upgraded to the 7610 2 days ago. So thank you very much, and I'll be looking forward to watching your YouTube videos. So 73 from N4XYC.
Roger, Roger, John. And that 7610 is a beautiful radio to tap into a large screen TV with. I think you can do that, transcend that out in a HDMI to HDMI. I think so. And that just gives you such a beautiful display on an outboard video monitor, Roger.
Oh, yeah, we haven't gotten that far through the process yet, but yeah, it definitely does that, and it'll be very helpful for people with vision problems. So thanks again, Jim, and 73.
Yes, sir, John, 73, so have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. Is my Elmer still out there? Hello, Elmer. Well, I guess he's out at the moment, but so good to hear him in there. I don't hear him a lot lately, and I do miss my Elmer because he always has such great ideas and suggestions, and helps me a great deal along the path of being a ham radio operator and trying to realize, that's the whole thing about being all that you can be or trying to be, and that's the thing that Elmer's helped us, other folks, along with. There's no other hobby that has an Elmer program like the ham radio organization. It's just a beautiful thing of folks helping folks. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Echo 5, Mike Delta Foxtrot.
Kilo Echo 5, Mike Delta Foxtrot, is that correct?
5, Mike Delta Foxtrot, is that correct?
Nancy for Kilo Echo 5, Mike Delta Foxtrot. Name is Ron, Romeo Oscar November. I just set up a new IC 7300.
Roger, Ron, with your 7300, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
Roger, Ron, with your 7300, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
Currently located in Lodi, Ohio, in our trailer.
Roger, Ron. Well, if you would like a setup on that 7300, I think we can help you get a little bit fatter. What you might want to do is, for later check, to be sure you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass. 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass. Roger, Roger.
100 to 2900 transmit bandpass. Roger, Roger.
100 to 129 bandwidth. Not sure how to do it. This is a new radio. I'll probably have about 20 minutes with it.
Yeah, it'll be in settings, transmit settings, and it's a 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass. All right, so our setup procedure starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3. Turn the compressor on at a 3. It's something you'll never hear on the air, but it helps us reach our 3 dB dynamic range at the end of the setup. So, compressor on and at a 3. Roger?
Of the setup. So, compressor on and at a 3. Roger?
Compressor on and set it at 3. See how to get to it.
It's on your multi-switch there.
It's on your multi-switch there.
Okay, clear. Compressor is set at 3.
Alrighty, and Ron, you might want to check your VFO. I think you might be just slightly low. We're at 7188. 7188, Roger?
7188.
clear, 7188.
Roger, roger. Okay, Ron, now move to your ALC meter with the mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word audio, adjust your ALC for 2/3 reading. The word is audio, hanging on the part, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC is running 2/3. Roger?
Your mic gain into your ALC is running 2/3. Roger?
It's clear, AOC to 2/3 now. Stand by trying to find that setting.
I think that is in setting, as a matter of fact. I think it is.
I think that is in setting, as a matter of fact. I think it is.
I am trying to find it. I apologize. I'm still getting used to this radio.
Yeah, you got the right radio, sir. You do have the right radio. Now, if you can just find the ALC and we get that thing at 2/3 with the magic word audio, you'll be ready for Freddy.
You'll be ready for Freddy.
That's clear. I'm trying to go through the nifty guide and to find that.
Yeah, well, let me just give you a note there, Ron. When you figure it out at your leisure, you want that ALC reading to be at the 2/3 rating when you say the word audio with mic gain control adjustment. Roger?
Audio with mic gain control adjustment. Roger?
Just confirm, is that Alpha Lima Charlie or Alpha Ocean Charlie?
I'm sorry, I missed part of that. What was that a question or what?
I'm sorry, I missed part of that. Was that a question or what?
Let me try it now. This is Kilo Echo 5, Mike Delta Foxtrot.
Roger, roger, Mike Delta Foxtrot. Just say that word, audio. Don't stress it. Just say it like you would say any other word in a QSO, and adjust your mic gain until the ALC reading is 2/3.
Adjust your mic gain until the ALC reading is 2/3.
Adios. Adios. Adios.
And why don't you come back now and give me about 10 seconds and tell me about the best thing you like about your radio, and let me listen to your audio.
Tell me about the best thing you like about your radio, and let me listen to your audio.
This is Kilo Echo 5, Mike Delta Foxtrot. One is the size. My wife and I live at a fifth wheel traveling across the U.S. And it was recommended by
All right, Ron, conditions are kind of shifting now. I did not have a very good copy on you. Come back one more time and let me listen to you.
A very good copy on you. Come back one more time and let me listen to you.
This is Kilo Echo 5, Mike Delta Foxtrot. I like the size of it, portability. We live in a fifth wheel, so size is important.
Yes, sir, I had a good copy on you. Then you sound good. You're at 3 dB dynamic range, which means your average percent of peak modulation is moving along at about 80 to 85%, which is nice, fat audio. If you get fatter, you can get fatter, but if you get fatter, what happens is the words start to blur, and they become more difficult to understand, and sometimes, so somebody moves up to like a 1 dB dynamic range, their words are very blurry and it's very difficult to understand. I mean, they're loud, but they're like just shaky and and blurry, because they're so loud. So what we do is shoot for a 3 dB dynamic range, which is a nice compromise. It's very loud, but the words are crystal clear. Roger?
Compromise. It's very loud, but the words are crystal clear. Roger?
That's clear, sir. I'm still learning all about these meetings and bandwidth. I got my general a long time ago, but this is my first HS, so I'm learning it. Could I please get your call sign?
Yes, sure. Ron, the call here is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. And again, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim. And we'll have this uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, so you can hear your audio. Go to YouTube, do a call in a search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook on a YouTube search, and that will take you to this recording. Roger?
Book on a YouTube search, and that will take you to this recording. Roger?
That's clear, sir. I appreciate the help. This is the longest I've gotten to talk on the HF bands, and just got my antenna put up on our trailer yesterday. Roger.
Roger, well, your radio sounds just beautiful, and I don't think you're going to have any problem making contacts. It is maximized and sounds really nice. So 73 to you, sir, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. Roger.
73 to you, sir, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. Roger.
That's clear. Thank you, sir. 73 to you. Thank you for your help.
Roger, Roger. And I would get a windscreen for that microphone. I would go to my local music store and get one of those foam windscreens to fit right over that mic. Roger?
And get one of those foam windscreens to fit right over that mic. Roger?
That's clear, sir. We're saving up to get a better... handheld now, but saving up to get a headset. So I will do that. Thank you so much for your help. 73.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, that foam windscreen would just be $3 or $4. I think you're just perfect the way you are. Just if you add that windscreen, it'll cut down on all things that aren't absolute words. That's the beautiful thing about a foam windscreen. It filters out all the mouth noises and stuff and just leaves the words. So that's what you want. And they're only $3 or $4 at your local music store. So 73 are on the internet or however you navigate your stuff. They're really very cheap, $3 or $4. 73, Ron, catch you later, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And I was running the bands. I heard somebody back in there, but I couldn't quite pull them out. If you're in there, we'll try it one more time. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
November 9th.
There was a November 9 station. Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign, and come up on mic when you do it. Slowly, phonetically.
Station, come back slowly. Slowly, phonetically.
Yeah, whoever was calling, coincidentally, my my Milford Qso-Vlog net just hiccuped a little bit, and I was not copying the mail real good on Milford. So come back one more time and let me hear you slowly, phonetically on your call sign.
And let me hear you slowly, phonetically on your call sign.
I thought you said kilo 4 something. Is that a Roger?
I thought you said kilo 4 something. Is that a Roger?
I found you down in Georgia. I've got it about 20 or 15 over down in Georgia, sir. So if you would, one more time, please, your call sign slowly, phonetically.
If you would, one more time, please, your call sign slowly, phonetically.
Yeah, I do have you down in Georgia at about 15 to 20 over. Very good signal down in Georgia on my SDR. But I need for you to come back with your call sign again.
Georgia on my SDR, but I need for you to come back with your call sign again.
KM4 MVX. Kilo Mike 4 Mike Victor X-ray.
Mike Victor X-ray, is that Roger?
Mike Victor X-ray, is that Roger?
Yeah, Roger, Roger.
Yes, sir. And what's the name there, and whereabouts are you?
Yes, sir. And what's the name there, and whereabouts are you?
My name is Brian, and I'm in Tennessee.
All right, Brad in Tennessee. And Brad, what radio are you running today, sir?
All right, Brad in Tennessee. And Brad, what radio are you running today, sir?
The name's Bravo, Romeo, India, Alpha, November. Brian, and I'm running an Icon 7300.
Brian, all right, with a 7300. All right, B-R-A-I-N in Tennessee, 7300. All right, Brian, if you would be interested in our setup procedure, you want to take a note to check to be sure you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. You don't have to do it now, but later at your convenience, double check to be sure you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode, Roger.
That 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, Roger.
All right, so our setup procedure starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3 level. Compressor on at a 3. On that 7300, compressor on at a 3, Roger.
3. On that 7300, compressor on at a 3, Roger.
Roger.
All right, then move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, don't stress it, just say the word like you would say any other word in the QSO, audio. Adjust your mic gain until your ALC is running 2/3. Audio, and adjust with mic gain until your ALC is running 2/3.
Adjust with mic gain until your ALC is running 2/3.
Audio. Audio. Audio.
Look about 2/3 there.
Audio.
Look about 2/3 there.
Audio. Audio.
All right, and I'm assuming you've got it. Do you have it, or you need to check it out a little more?
I'm assuming you've got it. Do you have it, or you need to check it out a little more?
No, sir. I got it right there.
All right, I want you to tell me what you like about your 7300 for about 10 seconds so I can hear your audio.
About your 7300 for about 10 seconds so I can hear your audio.
Well, I like it pretty good. Mainly the touch screen. That's always a plus. I hadn't had it very long, maybe a year or two. I recently moved over about a year ago, and I've just now put my 40 meter made my radio wave, and I'm working on a homebrew 80 through 10 antenna. And,
Roger, Brian. Now, if you know where your equalization page is, let's go to your equalization page. Roger.
Let's go to your equalization page. Roger.
It's in the settings, transmit.
Settings, transmit.
Sideband. Alrighty, we want to add an additional 2 clicks treble EQ from where you are. Plus 2 clicks additional treble EQ from where you are, Roger.
2 clicks additional treble EQ from where you are, Roger.
Okay, Roger.
Alrighty, and then give me about 10 seconds so I can hear your audio. Tell me about your antenna system.
Give me about 10 seconds so I can hear your audio. Tell me about your antenna system.
Yeah, I have a single wire double bazooka, 40 meter, made by Radio Wave. I'm working on a 49 to 1 NCED 80 to 10 meter. I would have it done in the next week or two. That's about it right at the moment as far as antenna wise. I look to put up maybe a beam one day.
Roger, Brian. Well, I'll tell you what, it sounds really good, and if you want to hear your audio, we are recording now live till 5, so if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. This will be cut number 1 in a series of 2,200 some odd Qso-Vlog recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Yes, sir. Roger. What was that YouTube page again?
It's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. Roger?
KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. Roger?
Roger.
And like I say, we should have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. So just go to YouTube and do that search, and bring you right to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,200 some odd Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. Roger?
200 some odd Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. Roger?
Roger. Top of the evening. I guess I better get on the side for a little while. 73s. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir, Brian, 73 down in Tennessee, sounding really good, and I think you'll enjoy your recording. Copying the mail on the my Georgia SDR as the best SDR to copy the mail on, so 73, and catch you later. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Net. My name is Jim, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
My call is November 4, Kilo Charlie Kilo. My name is John. I'm in Nashville, and I'm on a Flex 5008 power STR.
Okay, Nancy 4, Kilo Charlie Kilo, I think it was. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. November 4, Kansas City Kilo.
Okay, KCK, if you would, I've got you on my local antenna right at the moment, about 2 dB above my noise level. If you would, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger?
Hey, Roger, okay.
Path for us, Roger.
We'll wait 10 seconds and then we'll... Okay. Kilo Charlie. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. I live in a 3-story apartment, and I've got a cat-sized cable going down the side of the building about 8 feet long, hooked up to an ultra-max transformer, coming inside doing exactly right at low radio. Well, about 80 watts there. Let's see what everybody's doing there this evening. Hope everybody is well. November 4, Kilo Charlie Kilo, testing this audio in phase 1.
Okay, Kilo Charlie Kilo, what is the name? What's your name, please?
Okay, Kilo Charlie Kilo, what is the name? What's your name, please?
Yeah, my name is John.
All right, John, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
Hi, John, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee.
Roger, John in Tennessee. And what radio are you running this afternoon, sir?
Roger, John in Tennessee. And what radio are you running this afternoon, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm running the Flex 5008 Power SDR, running KV9MF 10.8.0 software.
All right, we'll hold on that till later. Is that a non-5000?
We'll hold on that till later. Is that a non-5000?
No, I'm running a Flex 5008.
I got you, John. Okay, let's work on your audio here for a minute. If you would be interested, you're pretty distorted, so let's do this. The first thing it would be to take a note to be sure you're in that 100 to 2900 bandpass transmit bandpass mode. 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. Take a note on that. It's sometimes hard to get to, and if you're not familiar with your radio, it might take too long. So just make a note. You want to be in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. All right, so beginning our setup procedure, it starts with your compressor on and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how your compressor input is labeled. A 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. We just want about a third of that compressor possibility. Roger?
About a third of that compressor possibility. Roger?
Okay, I didn't catch all that, and I don't know if the band's going to hold up, but we'll try to give it a try. My antenna's about 10 feet off the ground.
Roger, John. Well, if I can hear you, sir, you sure should be able to hear me. Definitely. But anyway, your compressor, to start the setup procedure, your compressor on at a 3. Compressor on at a 3 or 30, depending on what your input level control is marked. 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100. Just a third of the compressor possibilities. Roger?
Just a third of the compressor possibilities. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Well, in the Flex Power SDR and the transmit profile page, it's sitting on 3.
Yes, sir. Well, that's our setup procedure. So now move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word audio, audio, don't stress the word, just say it as you would say the word in a QSO, audio. Adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running at 2/3. Audio 2/3 with your mic gain control on your ALC.
2/3 with your mic gain control on your ALC.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I am just a little bit distorted here. Let me see. I'm supposed to grab this. But anyway, let me see if I can get a hold of it and make something disappear while I move it a little bit. Okay. That puts me right at where I need to be at there. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. You do have a little bit of swing in your audio now. Before you were KD up against the wall. You had about a half a dB dynamic range, and you were very distorted and blurry. Now you are very articulated and easier to understand. So go to your equalization page, and we'll finish this setup. So move to your equalization page, Roger.
So move to your equalization page, Roger.
Okay, give me just 2 seconds here. Okay, I won't be able to keep it on the screen and see it at the same time, but I've got the EQ page pulled up. Over.
All right, so what I want you to do is add 2 clicks additional treble EQ from where you are, plus 2 clicks additional treble EQ from where you are. And what kind of an equalizer do you have? Is that a 2-band, 3-band, 8-band, or what?
What kind of an equalizer do you have? Is that a 2-band, 3-band, 8-band, or what?
Yeah, it's a 10-band. I'm using the Power SDR radio. You familiar with those?
All right, John, so I want you to be flat between 400 and 1.6K. All your controls between 400 and 1.6K should be in the flat mode. Roger, roger.
K should be in the flat mode. Roger, roger.
In other words, you should not push anything in the mid-range. From 400 cycles to 1.6K, all those controls should be plus or minus 0.
All those controls should be plus or minus 0.
Okay, can I ask what your name is and what your PCH is? Go ahead.
Try that again, John. We're starting to lose communication there. Try it again.
Try that again, John. We're starting to lose communication there. Try it again.
Okay, I think I heard you right. Can I ask what your PCH is and your name? Over.
Yes, sir. Name is Jim. Call sign is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. That's KC9VKV. We're located just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger.
We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger.
Okay, copy that. Okay, I got KC9V. That was Victor was the last thing I got. What was the rest of it from there?
The call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Again, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Roger?
9 Victor Kilo Victor. Roger.
Okay, that's that. All right, yeah, I think that's a pretty good deal. Sounds like the band might hold up in here. We'll see what happens of it.
Okay, so did you manage to crank in those 2 clicks additional? Well, what we wanted to do is get that mid-range flat from 400 to 1.6K. If those are all flat, I want you to move to the EQ point above 1.6K, whatever that is, and give 3 clicks additional boost, treble EQ from that control above 1.6K area.
From that control above 1.6K area.
Yeah, I did not copy 3/4 of that. KC9 Victor Kilo Victor, November 4 Kilo Charlie Kilo.
Roger, roger, John. Okay, so you have a 10-band EQ, and we're getting everything flat from 400 cycles up to 1.6K. Those are in the flat mode. Then the equalizer above 1.6K, move it 3 clicks additional boost. 3 clicks additional boost on that control above 1.6 area. Roger?
On that control above 1.6 area. Roger.
Yeah, you would have to be able to, and I don't know if you can do this, you'll have to be able to pull up something in the, on the computer thing in but nevertheless, I've got an RE320 electrically picked up here, and that might be what's making me maybe go out of mind or out of state there. Go ahead.
All right, if you're running, what are you running on your mic gain control? Your internal mic gain control, what's the reading of that right at the moment?
It's sitting right on 16.
All right. Could be that you're pushing that mic level a little too hard. I would back off the mic about 3 inches additional from where you are as far as that mic. I would move off the mic about 3 inches additional from where you are. Roger?
Okay, right for that. All right. We back away additional 3 inches from the microphone. I'll copy over.
I'm starting to understand you a lot better. I think what's happening, John, I think you might be overdriving your front end audio from that mic. That's not a very high output mic, so normal mic gain setting is around 50, 55, somewhere in there. If you're down to 16, you're really getting a pretty hot mic input signal. Roger. Provided, now this is all based on where you are on your ALC. If you have a proper adjustment on your ALC, and we're talking about mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC. So when you moved back off about 3 inches off that mic, that helped you. But what you need to do is go back in, double check your ALC now, because you're further back off mic and your output level from the mic is less. So you're probably going to have to turn up to about a 20 or 23, somewhere in there. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Well, my ALC is perfect. And if I go to the mic, it's going to show me on the mic meter. And while I'm looking at it, I'm going to click over here and go down to the EQ. Hang on, I'll tell you. Yeah, it looks like I'm hitting it pretty hard. I've got a rack in line called the DBX286S. It's the mic preamp I have to run with this microphone. Let me try to back that down a little bit.
Yes, sir, John. What you want to do is back your outboard gain off until your inboard gain is at 50%. You want your inboard gain to be at 40 or 50% at least, and then so back your output on your outboard equipment back off until your inboard mic gain control is about 45 or 50. Roger?
Yeah, copy that. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better, man. Yeah, I can't go over to 0 dB. And I don't know what made this thing decide to go over there, but once in a while it's not too bad if it goes over it. But going over it every time I say a syllable is way too much over it.
Yeah, so if you're talking about your ALC, probably the better way to say that would be adjust your ALC between mid-scale and 2/3 as you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in a Qso dialogue. Don't stress it, just say it, audio, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, there's my 2/3 right there, and I'm going to see while I got it keyed up if I might be able to do this. There we go. There's my ALC, and that brings it back down. There's my right there. So that keeps me inside my ALC. I'm not going over 0 dB, and it looks pretty good there. Go ahead.
Yeah, John, but you're not using the word audio. The word audio is chosen specifically because it gives you an absolute reference, just like a tone control out of your microphone. You say the word audio, just hang on that A, audio, and that's just like a VU meter tone control. And it's very easy to use that to set your ALC level as opposed to speech. Roger?
Saying Norway friend.
Yeah, you might need to set that a couple of times, but that's the best way to set that. It just gives you such a clean reference on your ALC as opposed to dialogue words and stuff like that. Roger?
Reference on your ALC as opposed to dialogue words and stuff like that. Roger?
Yes, Dr. Guy. Yeah, I have to keep in mind sometimes, depending on where people have their routine carrier filters, for lifting at, it will sound a little different each time to different people, depending on where they have their receive filter set out. Over.
Yes, sir, but, you can't rely on somebody else's receiver. You have to set your transmitter up properly. And, they might manipulate their receiver, but you need to set up your transmitter precisely correctly, Roger?
You need to set up your transmitter precisely correctly, Roger?
Yeah, copy that. Yep, you're exactly right.
I think you're there, John. If you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to our Qso-Vlog page, and we'll have it uploaded tomorrow by noon. If you go to YouTube, do the search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording, and it will be cut number 1 in a series of 2200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. Roger, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow.
Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. Roger, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow.
Okay, copy that. Just look for my call sign N4KCK.
Repeat that again slowly phonetically, please.
Repeat that again slowly phonetically, please.
In other words, when I go to that site tomorrow, look for my call sign or just click on the 1, and it'll play a list of recordings that you did.
All right, John, listen closely here. Go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. That's KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook on a YouTube search. Roger?
Followed by the word logbook on a YouTube search. Roger?
Yeah, Roger.
And that'll take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. Roger?
Series of 2200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. Roger?
If anybody else wants to come in there, over.
John, let me say 73 to you, sir. I think we got you set up pretty good. And we'll catch you later. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. And maybe we'll have a little bit better conditions than what we have today. 73, John. We'll catch you later. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog.net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Vlog.net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. N4FYT.
FYT. Come back slowly phonetically with the call sign.
FYT. Come back slowly phonetically with the call sign.
November 4, Fox Yankee Tango.
Fox Yankee Tango. Roger, what's the name there?
Fox Yankee Tango. Roger, what's the name there?
The name is Phil, Papa Hotel India Lima, over.
Roger, Phil, and where are you located, sir?
Roger, Phil, and where are you located, sir?
I'm located in Valdosta, Georgia, almost at the Florida line, over.
All righty, and I've got you on my Georgia SDR. You're sounding about 20 over. What radio are you running today there, Phil?
Sounding about 20 over. What radio are you running today there, Phil?
I'm running the Yaesu FTDX 101D. And the ALS 600S amplifier, about 400 watts.
Roger, you're looking pretty good. Let's just double check a couple of things. First thing would be to be sure you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. If you're familiar with that, go ahead and make sure you're there. If not, just take a note that you want to be in the 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. Roger?
The 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. Roger?
Yes, sir. I checked that last night. That's where I was, 100 to 2900, over.
Yes, sir. That will give your transmitter the best possible operating situation. All right, so our setup procedure starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how your input to your processor is labeled. So 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
Is labeled, so 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
Roger, I dropped it down. I was sitting at 39, and I dropped it to 30 just then.
Is that a 0 to 100 input level setting?
Is that a 0 to 100 input level setting?
That's right.
Yes, sir. So 30 would be the absolute correct number. All right, now move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word, audio, audio, say it, don't stress it, just say it just like you would say any other word in a QSO, and with your mic gain, adjust so your ALC reading is 2/3. 2/3 on your ALC reading by way of mic gain control as you say the word audio. Roger?
Way of mic gain control as you say the word audio. Roger?
Roger, Roger. And audio, 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 audio.
That looks really good. Now, if you would, give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system so I can hear you.
If you would, give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system so I can hear you.
Roger, my antenna system is a dipole for 40 meters. Purchased that from Milton up in Cartersville, Georgia. And Maxon antennas. And I also have a double bazooka I run on 80 meters, but this other one is my 40-meter antenna. There's a 40-meter dipole there over.
Yes, sir, Phil, doing you a real good job. Now, if you would, go to your equalization page, your equalizer page, and crank in 2 clicks additional treble EQ from where you are, plus 2 clicks additional treble EQ from where you are. Roger?
Plus 2 clicks additional treble EQ from where you are. Roger?
Roger, that may take me a minute or two, so maybe I should just write those down if you want me to do that, but it'd be save time.
Yeah, oh, that's good, Phil. 2 clicks, what kind of equalizer do you have? Is it a 3-band?
2 clicks, what kind of equalizer do you have? Is it a 3-band?
I'm not even sure how that thing is set up. It's got all the parametric equalizer parameters inside the radio settings, and then I've got operator settings, operation settings.
Well, it's really close where it is. It really is close where it is. It just needs just a little more top-end EQ. Just a little more top-end EQ, Roger?
A little more top-end EQ. Just a little more top-end EQ, Roger?
Roger, Roger. A little more treble.
Yes, absolutely. A little more treble EQ from where you are, about 2 clicks.
A little more. Yes, absolutely. A little more treble EQ from where you are, about 2 clicks.
Okay, let me see if I can get that. I'll tell you what, maybe it'd be to save time. I'll do that later and save time on the radio for you to pick up some other folks and go from there if that's all right. I'm distorted, am I?
No, you're very clear, very nice, really good sounding. And that 2 clicks is just to give you just a little more articulation for understanding the words, Articulation is what makes the word be able to perceive what the word is. If you lost all the top end, you would be mumbles, and it would be very difficult to understand what you're saying. So what we're saying is just a little more treble EQ to help the words. Roger?
A little more treble EQ to help the words. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Well, I'll check on that, and I'll set those if that'll be fine, and maybe I can check in with you next week or something.
Yes, sir, Phil. Everything else is just absolutely perfect. And even if you didn't manage to crank in those additional 2 clicks of treble EQ, you're just perfect. So if you get a chance to do that, otherwise don't worry about it. So 73, Phil, and we'll catch you later, sir. If you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording on a YouTube search, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
The YouTube search, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger, Roger. I sure appreciate it, Jim, and I've been wanting to get on here and test this out. I thank you so much for your time there at work.
Yes, sir, Phil. I'll tell you what, forget about that EQ. I think you're perfect. More than I hear you, I heard you real clean, that last transmission. I think you're just perfect the way you are, so don't worry about adding that couple of clicks of treble EQ. You don't really need it. You're perfect the way you are. So 73, Phil, and we'll catch you later, sir. Have a great afternoon. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. We're about coming up on 5 o'clock where we wrap her up. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Wrap her up, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilowatt 3, United Sierra, Sierra, Delaware.
Alrighty, United Sierra, Sierra, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
United Sierra, Sierra, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
It's Kilowatt 3, United Sierra, Sierra, name Bob in Delaware. Kilowatt 3, United Sierra, Sierra, how copy?
Roger, Roger, Bob, and you're in Delaware, all right. And what radio are you running today, Bob?
You're in Delaware, all right. And what radio are you running today, Bob?
Come again, you got covered up there with something.
Yeah, Roger, Roger, Bob. What radio are you running today, sir?
Yeah, Roger, Roger, Bob. What radio are you running today, sir?
Yazoo 891 into a ham stick, 891, 100 watts into a ham stick. Go ahead.
Well, you're definitely ready for Freddie. I'm getting you about 20 over on Milford, and sounding really good, Roger. Well, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and see if I can find even a better path than this. So tell me about your antenna system in about 10 or 15 seconds.
So tell me about your antenna system in about 10 or 15 seconds.
Roger there. This is mounted on a tripod. A Wolf River Silver Bullet 1000 tripod without the Wolf River coil. I've got the ham stick just screwed into the tripod apparatus as an experiment. And I just put it down in there 4 inches like MFJ says, and I haven't tuned it yet. I think I'm looking at my instruments here. I'm pretty resonant right here on this frequency. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger, Bob. Well, you're sounding really beautiful, sir. Your dynamic range, audio dynamic range is about 3 dB, which is exactly where we would put you on a tune-up, and that means that your average percent of peak modulation is moving between 80 and 85%, so sounding really good. Your EQ, your online audio EQ curve is just perfect, Roger.
EQ, your online audio EQ curve is just perfect, Roger.
Yeah, where are you? What's your QTH? QTH?
Yeah, we're down around Louisville, Kentucky. We're just across the Ohio River from Louisville in New Albany, Indiana, Roger.
The Ohio River from Louisville in New Albany, Indiana, Roger.
Fine business. You're about a 5.9 up here. Great signal, great audio definition. Everything is great. Wonderful. Thanks for the report. And say this, you're the first contact here on 40 meters from Delaware with this K3 USS call sign here and a ham stick. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger, Roger, Bob. Well, somebody's playing with their generator there, something I'm not really sure where it is, but should not be doing that on an active frequency. Please take that elsewhere. Do not tune up on an active frequency. So, Bob, let me say 73, sir, and if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger?
I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger?
Roger, let me get my pencil and write that down. Hold on a second here, if you got a minute.
Yes, sir, Bob. We'll stand by there and get your pad and pencil there. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Repeating, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. And this will be on a YouTube search for that call sign followed by the word logbook. KC9VKV followed by the word logbook will take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow.
Take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow.
Say one more time. I got my pen and pencil here. Go ahead.
Keep that pen and pencil closer to your radio, Bob. That's my suggestion for you. The call sign is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Repeating, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. On a YouTube search, followed by the word logbook. Followed by the word logbook. Roger?
Logbook. Followed by the word logbook. Roger? Roger, QSL on that. Thank you, sir. Your first name was?
Jim, Juliet India Mike. Juliet India Mike, Jim.
Jim, Juliet India Mike. Juliet India Mike, Jim. Roger, 73. Thanks for the call back and a nice report. 73, sir.
Yes, sir, Bob. 73 for you, sir, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, and I see by the clock on the wall there is a dead fly. Ooh! So we got to get out of here. If you have participated in our show and wish to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do the call letter search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It will be cut number 1 in a series of 2,200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings on a YouTube search, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. So let me say 73 on. We've enjoyed it, hope you have, and we'll be returning this frequency back to normal average amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV Clear.